What if I told you that according to Joseph Murphy, one of the most influential manifestation teachers ever, most people are doing manifestation completely backwards? Not because they're lazy, not because they don't believe enough, but because they're trying to force something that was never supposed to be forced in the first place. And the weird part, the harder most people try to manifest, the further away they push the thing they want. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what Murphy taught, why most manifestation advice misses the point, and the simple shift he said changes everything. Because once you hear this, you'll never look at affirmations, visualization, or positive thinking the same way again. If you've ever tried manifesting, you've probably done something like this. You write affirmations, you repeat them 500 times, you stare at a vision board, you whisper to the universe, you check your bank account 6 minutes later, nothing. Then you think, maybe I'm not vibrating correctly. Maybe Mercury's in retrograde. Maybe I need a bigger crystal. And suddenly, your manifestation journey starts looking like a shopping addiction with spiritual branding. Here's what Joseph Murphy noticed. People were trying to change their lives by fighting with their conscious mind. And according to him, that's exactly why they fail. Because the conscious mind is not where change happens. The subconscious mind is. And that's where things get interesting. Murphy's most famous book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, sold millions of copies because it introduced a simple but powerful idea. Your subconscious accepts what you emotionally believe to be true, not what you occasionally say, not what you wish were true, what you actually accept internally. Think about it. You can stand in front of a mirror all day saying, I am wealthy. But if a louder voice inside says, no, you're not, guess which one wins? The subconscious doesn't respond primarily to words. It responds to impressions, feelings, assumptions, mental acceptance. This is why Murphy argued that many people unknowingly sabotage themselves. They affirm one thing while emotionally accepting the opposite. It's like pressing the accelerator and the brake at the same time. The engine screams, the car doesn't move. Quick question. Have you ever tried to fall asleep by forcing yourself to sleep? Exactly. The more you try, the more awake you become. Manifestation works surprisingly similarly according to Murphy. And that's where most people make their biggest mistake. Murphy repeatedly compared manifestation to planting seeds. Imagine a farmer, he plants a seed. Then every 10 minutes he digs it up to check if it's growing. That sounds ridiculous. But that's exactly what many people do. They visualize abundance, then immediately wonder where it is. They imagine a relationship, then spend the rest of the day worrying it'll never happen. They affirm health, then obsessively search symptoms online. Murphy taught that once an idea is accepted by the subconscious, your job is not to force it. Your job is to stop interfering with it. That doesn't mean sitting on a couch waiting for miracles. It means removing inner contradiction, trusting the seed after it's planted. And that's a very different mindset from desperation. But here's the part nobody talks about. Murphy believed there was one specific moment of the day when your subconscious becomes dramatically more receptive. And it's probably not when you're sitting at your desk drinking coffee. It's when you're drifting into sleep. Let's talk about why. One of Murphy's most consistent recommendations was using the period just before sleep. Why? Because the conscious mind begins to quiet down. The analytical resistance softens, and suggestions can be accepted more easily. His advice wasn't complicated. He often suggested repeating a short phrase, something simple, something believable, something emotionally comfortable. For example, wealth, success, perfect health. Not with strain, not with intensity, not like you're trying to convince a stubborn hostage. Just gently, calmly. Allowing the feeling to settle into the mind. Notice what's missing. No forcing, no emotional gymnastics, no trying to levitate your credit card bill. Murphy emphasized relaxation because tension itself communicates doubt. And that's a concept most manifestation content completely ignores. Think about ordering food. You don't place an order and then run into the kitchen every 30 seconds asking if your burger exists. You assume it's coming, then you wait. Manifestation, according to Murphy, requires a similar kind of mental confidence. Not obsession, confidence. Big difference. Here's perhaps Murphy's most misunderstood teaching. He didn't believe the subconscious responds to willpower. He believed it responds to belief and acceptance. That's huge, because most people approach manifestation like a wrestling match. More effort, more affirmations, more techniques, more force. Murphy's approach was almost the opposite. Reduce resistance, Create acceptance. Allow the subconscious to receive a clear impression. In his view, life changes when the inner image changes. The outer world follows the inner assumption. Whether someone agrees with every conclusion Murphy reached or not, this was the central principle running through his work. And remarkably, it's also the part most people skip, because it's less exciting than manifest $100,000 in 24 hours. But it's what he actually taught. So why did Joseph Murphy say most people manifest wrong? Because they're trying to change their lives through force instead of acceptance. They're focusing on repetition instead of conviction, effort instead of impression, control instead of trust. Murphy's message wasn't try harder. It was plant the idea clearly, accept it emotionally, and stop digging up the seed. Simple, not always easy, but simple. And if you've been struggling with manifestation, maybe the answer isn't doing more. Maybe it's removing the resistance that's already there. Because according to Joseph Murphy, the subconscious isn't persuaded by effort. It's persuaded by what you quietly accept as true, and that changes everything. If you found this valuable, subscribe, because next time we're looking at the strange technique Murphy used that thousands of readers claim transformed their lives, and almost nobody uses it correctly today.